Let's talk about the 20 things I wish I knew while dating in my 20s. If you have to ask yourself if you're in the right relationship, you're probably in the wrong relationship. There is somebody out there waiting to love you more than you ever thought possible. Don't quit.
I mean, I do agree with what she's saying. It's also dangerous what she's saying. Like on one hand, I do agree. Of course, there is like people who are more aligned with us and people that make us happy and people that we can have relationships with that it doesn't feel so full of effort, if you know what I mean. It sucks to be in a relationship where you always have to like, you know, put so much out there, like so much energy, so much attention, so much effort. It's hard to enjoy relationships like that, but at the same time what she's saying is kind of dangerous in my eyes because she's basically saying, you know, you should wait for something to come in. I think you should be more proactive. I think you should put yourself more out there. She's saying like there's people waiting for you or whatever. To me that's dangerous. I much prefer that number one, you become more active, like you go to dating circles, you go meet new people physically face to face, you interact because interacting is good. You go for the social experience rather than like trying to come out of it with some agenda or goal. That's how I feel.
Before you find them. There are no shortcuts to healing from heartbreak. Allow yourself to feel it and eventually you'll move past it. Sometimes good men do bad things. It doesn't mean you have to forgive them, but it doesn't mean you have to demonize them either. Learn to leave someone without villainizing them. You'll never find peace if you ask for it from the person.
I very much agree with this point. I very much agree with this point. I can testify myself as a gay man that I dated men before. I used to like villainize them and it's not really villainize. I don't think there's anything wrong with villainizing certain people. I think certain people are very, very offensive and hurtful, so it's okay. Like, it's okay. It's predictable. It's expected of you to do so, to villainize someone. It's a way to protect yourself. Like, my point being is, like, don't feel bad if you villainize anyone. But at the same time, leave room for a different experience. You know, you don't have to like box it in and label it as something. Like, try to, even if you can hold like 10% of like headspace for a different experience, I would very much suggest you do so. Yeah, I think that's a very positive advice of her.
Person who disturbed your peace in the first place. Learn to love your loneliness. It's what will protect you from giving yourself away to all the wrong men. Sometimes all you need to do is ugly cry and eat Haagen-Dazs directly from the carton. Let yourself be the stereotype and you can laugh about it later. Be scared and do it anyways. Go on that.
Yeah, like the whole like you embrace your loneliness thing. I wouldn't call it loneliness. I would call it time with yourself. I think loneliness is a very strong word, and obviously it's coming from her, and she's like trying hard, you know. She's putting lots of makeup. She cares a lot about how she looks. She's obviously trying to get attention. She's not exactly like filming herself in her PJs or anything. Obviously she put it like fake eyelashes, so I feel like she's trying hard to get attention at this point. Of course some of you will argue and be like, you know, she's doing it for herself, she can do it for herself, stuff like that. Okay, yeah, I get your point, but at the same time I don't. Yeah, loneliness is a strong word. I think you should learn to enjoy your own company, your own friendship. You should become your own best friend. It sucks. It shouldn't be that way. Like, we shouldn't be so hyper defensive and live from this very, very defensive space or place. I don't think that's ideal. But yeah, we have to be comfortable with being with ourselves.
At first date, say I love you first. Start that new business. Let your fear fuel your power. Rejection is a part of a life well lived. Just because one man rejected you doesn't mean another won't come along and love you for everything you are. There are 7.8 billion people in the world and all you need is one. Sometimes it wasn't you and it wasn't him. Not everyone.
She sounds to me like a lot of the experience that she gained was from actual experience. Like, she went through stuff and that's what she came out with. You know, this like ruthless, I'm gonna be me, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I don't care what people say, I don't care what people think, stuff like that. I don't think this type of experience comes from wisdom. I think it comes from pain. I think it comes from pain. It comes from caring too much about what other people think and say, and it doesn't really help you out. Like, you invest so much into like pleasing the environment and making people think positive things about you, and yet you still get screwed in the end by multiple people that you try so hard to impress, and that creates a lot of pain. And from that pain you learn to not do that anymore, you know what I mean, and just be yourself because you have nothing to lose. I don't think it comes from wisdom where you're telling yourself, oh, you know, it doesn't matter what they think, therefore it doesn't matter. No, I mean, we all start as a very, very socially sensitive, where we care a lot about what other people think. I think through experience, through painful experiences, it levels down, you know, gradually, you know.
Is meant to be together, and most people need to date the wrong person first in order to find the right person later. Know who you are, and no one will ever be able to use it against you. Going back to a man who hurts you means you trust in him more than you trust in your future. Trust me, your future is always better. Don't date a man who uses alcohol as an excuse for his actions. Most of the time, you can't break up with someone without breaking their heart. Learn to be the bad guy, because it's a better choice than being the good guy who's lying to their partner. You don't need to be friends with your ex, and you don't need to be the bigger person.
Yeah, like definitely, like focus on being the, yeah, I mean, not focus, but like be okay with being the bad guy. I think that's huge. That is huge. Like, be comfortable with being the bad guy. But again, I don't think you get comfortable with being the bad guy without getting hurt. Being hurt is a big part of it. A big part of it. You have to like lose this like hopeful thinking mindset where you're like, oh, I'm just going to please everybody and we'll be best friends and we'll have a really good relationship. Like, you need to put yourself, it's not putting yourself, it's like the pain needs to push you into a place where you're beyond that. You're beyond that point. You're not hopeful anymore that because you do something nice, that other person will change, that other person will do what you want, that other person will be a good friend, stuff like that. You realize that they have nothing in common. You know, like you can do a lot and the other person will still do what they want. And what people do has nothing to do with you. They just want to do it. It has nothing to do with what you did or didn't do, you know what I mean? And I think that realization comes from painful experiences where you invest a lot and you don't get what you expect to receive in return to your investment, you know?
You just need to move on. Blocking someone is not a sign of weakness. Learn to viciously edit the negativity out of your life. Dare to ask for more, because it's the only way you'll get it. You can love somebody and also know they're not right for you. Your worth is not...
Yeah. First of all, I have to say she sounds extremely aggressive, but I like that. It sounds like she talks from experience. Yeah, be ruthless. Like, don't waste your time trying to make everything pretty and everything politically correct. Like, you won't get reward for it anyways, so what's the point?
Not defined by who didn't love you. Your worth is defined by how you overcame being unloved. There is always time to start over and become the person you want to be. You can resolve to start on May 8th and a half just as much as you can on January 1st, so what are you waiting for? Start now.
I love her. She's serving. I love her. She's absolutely serving. So yeah, that's it. I really enjoyed responding and reacting to her content. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for joining me. And join me later in my other reaction videos. I'm kind of new to this, but yeah, this is fun. Bye.